Hello, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dobia Anzanse. Yeah, please, if you are new here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and also follow us on Facebook. It's number One Africa Mission, and our mission is to see a united Africa. We have been divided for so long. We were divided by our colonial criminals, as I keep calling them, in Berlin, in the Berlin Conference, 1884 to 1887, when they came out to divide Africa among themselves. There was a reason that they did that. So it is up to me and you today to bring our energies together to see this dream of our forefathers become a reality. United we stand, divided we fall. So please let us come together. So today I was watching Brother Woody Maya, one of the great guys doing good for Africa, great job for Africa. I was watching his videos on YouTube, and I come across this video that he was interviewing a brother who went through the difficult journey, going through the desert, through Libya to the Mediterranean Sea, crossing to Europe in search of a better life, in search of greener pastures. Well, whilst Africa is more greener than anywhere on this planet Earth, yet we run away from Africa in search of better life, and also an illusional better life. I will call it an illusional better life, because after going through all this hell, this ordeal, the African will end up in America. The African will end up in the Middle East, so-called Middle East. The African will end up in Europe, and then realize that, or even after all, the so-called better life was just an illusional better life. So I was watching that video, that interview by Woody Maya. I think the brother left his country somewhere in 1996, and then it got to a point he was narrating the stories as to how our women being raped on their way to this, and some of them dying in the desert, and some of them dying in the sea, and all those horrific stories. It got to a point Woody Maya didn't even want to continue with the interview, because he could feel, as an African, the pains of what his brothers and sisters are going through. And that was in 1996 that this brother went embarked on this journey. According to him, there were about 38 people. 2 people just fall on the water, on the sea. And then after another 3 people got, so disheartening stories. So disheartening. It got to a point, as I said, Woody Maya didn't even want to continue the interview, especially when the guy was talking about how our women, our sisters are being raped in front of people for whatever reason, because they are black Africans. You see, so after listening to that interview, then I went on to do a little bit of research on that, to see like the number of Africans perishing in this Mediterranean Sea. And then I find out that between 2000 and, because that is I was able to get, between 2014 to 2021, this may not be only Africans, but the truth is that these are citizens of countries, natural resources wise, they are rich countries. In 2014, rather, in 2014, we have almost 3,283 people perish in the Mediterranean Sea. Some of these people are Africans, if I'm not mistaken. And then in 2015, 4,054 people perish. And in 2016, 5,143 people perish. And 2017, 3,139 people perish. 2018, 2,299 people perish. 2019, 1,885 people perish. And 2020, 1,422 people perished. And 2021, 1,369 people perished. Some of these people, or most of these people, are Africans. And I ask myself, like, who have done this? This is what colonialism has done to the African people. It has brainwashed the African to think that any part of the world is better than Africa. It has brainwashed the African to think that any part of the world is better than Africa. So the African will risk his life or her life just to leave Africa. Any part will be better, at least if it is not Africa. That is how we be conditioned by colonialism to be thinking. So an African will sell his properties and his whatever he has, and then travel to to Afghanistan. An African will sell his everything and travel to Lebanon. Sometimes I ask myself, you see people from stable countries like Kenya, like Senegal, traveling to Malawi, traveling to countries like Saudi Arabia, or even Lebanon. Lebanon, a country that has been in war for how long, nobody knows. But you see gonna see an African, especially our women, and you ask yourself, what is happening? What is happening? The other day I was having a conversation with a brother, because this is our mission. I was having a conversation with a brother from Senegal, and then he was telling me a story, just like the brother was narrating to Wunimaya. I couldn't stand it. And then he said to me, even him till today, he still think of something that happened almost 11, 12 years ago, when they left Senegal, when they left Africa, on their way to Brazil. And they have to walk. It got to a point they have to walk for days, weeks. For days, they have to walk in the Amazon forest. They are walking as friends together, and something sharp just caught one of them. Sharp caught. They didn't even know what caught him, and he started bleeding. So they have to tie it. They don't have no first aid. So it got to a point they have to carry him. You can't carry somebody for days, for weeks. They continue to carry him until himself tell them, brothers, please put me here and go. I can't survive. These are stories of African people. These are the ordeal, the pains that African people are going through all over the world. So they have to put him down, stand there waiting for him to have his last breath before they go. Because this is their friend. They all grew up together. And they're all in search of a better life. And it got to a point they have to leave him somewhere, walk out and leave him like that. They can't. So they stood there waiting for him. He was bleeding. He has given out too much blood, so he can't continue. So they stood there waiting for him till he has his last breath. And they do whatever they want to do, cut some leaves, cover him, and then continue their journey. These are the ordeal African people, the citizens of Africa, are going through all over the world. You see, what we should know as African people is that we have to face reality. We have to know that God, or the Creator, God created man, and man created his own realities. God created man, and man created his realities. So if you are, as a man, you allow another man will create a reality for your reality for you. And man has the power to create heaven and hell. So if you allow another man, he will create heaven on this earth for himself and create hell on this earth for you. And that is how we have allowed other people to create hell for us as African people. Today, all over the world, in Arabia, all these Middle East countries, we all see videos coming out and what they are doing to our women. And what our women are going through should tell what Africa is. We all see what is happening. The other day there's this video. There's this video how Africans are struggling. Like they just want to go out there and have the so-called better life, the illusional better life. Because after going through all this suffering ordeal, then they got to these destinations and they realize that even there's nothing like a better life there. All this better life, so-called better life thing is nothing but an illusion. It's nothing but an illusion. We saw also videos of African people being treated like animals. African people treated like even an animal would be respected than these African citizens. Why? How on earth can citizens of a continent that has the most resources to create better life for their own people or for themselves will be going through all this? We also those videos, Africans, young, and these are young men and women, and this is what is disheartening. This is what is so disturbing. These are young men and women whom energy that the continent of Africa really needs. But no, we've been conditioned and brainwashed into thinking that every part of this planet Earth is better than Africa. That is how colonialism has done to us. We've been conditioned into thinking that every part of this planet Earth is better than Africa. So we will risk our everything. An African will risk everything to go to Afghanistan. At least, if for nothing, Afghanistan is better than Africa. This is serious, you know. This is really serious. I watched that interview by Woody Meyer. How the brother was narrating the stories, and he said he cannot even say. And we hear a lot of stories like that. We hear a lot of stories, and we see. So what can we do, me and you, so that the resources of Africa, so that tomorrow we will not leave the next generation to continue to be crossing in the Mediterranean Sea and in the Amazon forest, walking in search of a better life. What can me and you do to create that better life today for the citizens of Africa? That is United Africa. That is the wind of change, or the reality that's calling us as African people to unite. So we, the young generation of Africans, must make sure that we do everything we can to see the United Africa become a reality, so that we will leave a legacy for African people or for the next generation, so that they will not be walking in the desert, dying in the desert. The brother was saying it, that in the desert, that is how you walk in, you see dead people. These are young people who have aspirations, who are dreaming big. But the truth is that, the reality is that the big dreams are right down there where he is, but he can never see it, because that is how colonialism has done to you. It tells you that everything about you, there's no future for you in your backyard, in your home, even though whatever that is created out there is the resources that you have that has been taken for free to go create that heaven, that illusional better life that you are chasing. So why can't we also work to use what we have to create that better life for our own selves? As I said, God created man, and man created his realities. So if you allow another man will determine your reality for you, and that is going to be hell. And that is what has been happening to Africa. And it is up to us, the new generation of Africans, to bring an end to this. And the only way we can bring an end to that is a united Africa, so that we will not be seeing this, so that we will not leave the next generations to come to be seeing all these disturbing videos that Africans have been dehumanized everywhere in the world. It is so sad. It is so sickening. But we must bring an end to that. I thank you very much for coming around. Please, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do take time out of your busy schedules. I know everybody is busy. Take time out of your busy schedules. Just subscribe and like our YouTube channel. It's not gonna really take you that much time to do that. Please, let us all together bring our energies. We can do it because there is a wind of change blowing everywhere. You can see. Okay, so be part of this history in the making. Be part of the history, because whether we like it or not, it is Africa's day. And the truth is that everybody know the future is in Africa. It is only we, the citizens of Africa, who doesn't know that. The English know that, the Americans know that, the Russians know that, the Chinese know that. Everybody know that the future is in Africa. Africa is the future. Everybody know that. It is only we, the citizens of Africa, who doesn't know that Africa is the future. So we must work hard. That brainwash, that colonized mentality, we must do everything we can to decolonize the mindset of Africans, of the youth of Africa. We must decolonize the youth of Africa to know that, or to accept that the future of this planet Earth is in Africa. Africa is the future. They hold the key to the future.